Last week I gave you a teaser of this episode. Just before lockdown, I finally got to fly with Adam. That's Adam Golding, whose YouTube channel Private Pilot Vlogs I've been pleased to give a couple of shout outs to. We are trying something that I'm not aware that any other flying YouTubers have done, and that is to produce independent films from the same film stock. In this video we fly the nearest we can to a circuit at Nayland. I wanted him to experience a takeoff on the hill and a landing before we set off on a longer flight. We haven't compared notes, so it's just one circuit, 5 cameras, 2 pilot YouTubers and 2 different films. For those of you watching this as part of your normal Friday morning routine, Adam publishes his for 7 PM, so check that out later this evening. My name is Tim Palmer and I fly a Jodel DR 1050 out of a farm strip in East Anglia. Welcome back to the vlog and a big thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate your support. I fly for fun and basically record for my own interest and review. I like sharing my flying experiences, good and bad, and try to edit for enjoyment and storytelling. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and do leave me a comment as it makes it all worthwhile. I'm just going to catch your reaction when we get to the very top of the hill.
It's coming up. And it is quite a drop. Let me know. I should have brought my skis, I think.
Yeah, I mean it is very difficult to catch on video just how steep it is.
What percentage of?
Well, there is a chunk there that's about 35 degrees.
Right. Okay.
But there's a slab at the bottom, which we always used to be able to go and land on, and yeah, that is right down the very bottom. But the hedges now have grown so much that you don't really get onto there. You end up landing on the hill. So you set up the attitude, and basically the hill comes up to meet you. But if we just take a little stroll, I might stop the camera because I don't want to film myself getting out of breath.
Or falling down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. When you're looking back now and you're looking back up the hill, you can see that slope-wise,
it's bonkers. I mean, you just got no idea what's coming up over that hill, have you? Really?
No. And I mean, the big problem is when you take off, it's the other way round.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, to be honest, once you get used to the strip, it does actually sometimes make landing on a flat strip difficult, because of course a tail dragger in a slight crosswind on a big tarmac, you know, you're having to work really hard. The hill tends to do the job, but the big problem is in that last video I tried to show, if you've got a southerly wind, you've got no option but to come in with a stonking tailwind. And if I'm doing 60 over the hedge, that means, you know, 75. I'm not touching until I get to the top. And we have had, and we'll walk to the top now, but we have had situations whereby visitors have got it totally wrong, and what they've done is they've gone right up and through the hedge at the top.
Oh God.
Because you haven't really got an overshoot option.
So it's 600 metres,
yeah.
Right? So where does that actually start?
Well, the 600 goes from the hedge at the bottom to the hedge at the top.
Right, okay.
In rough terms, you're talking 200 metres on the first flattish bit, 200 metres on the steep bit, and then 200 metres on the top. But we'll go that way and have a look. What tends to happen is the fact that it's a bit like flying off an aircraft carrier, not that I ever have, and when you get to the top there and the hill drops away, we normally look to fly out straight or even climb away. But yeah, sometimes.
So there's
sometimes we go down.
What happens if you need to do a go around? I mean, once you're committed to land,
you don't tend to think about a go round. You know, you tend to have to get it right. This gets extremely confusing when you've got stuff in your ear and stuff around your ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're steaming up, aren't we? We're steaming up.
Yeah, I mean, air conditioning, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
So what's the plan then?
I'm going to fly you a circuit,
Okay.
just so you get to know, so we do we'll fly a circuit,
Great.
which is a bit tricky when you've got one way in and one way out.
Yeah.
And then by then Sue should be here, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect.
If you're happy with that.
Absolutely.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Have you got dual brakes?
Well, the brakes are on the extreme of the rudder.
Oh, okay.
So
On both sides?
yeah.
Yeah.
So if I want to, I can do that, and that gives me a left brake.
Yeah.
So I do that, and it gives me a right brake.
Okay.
I've got that gives me both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we going to rotate at then?
About 55, 60-ish.
Okay.
It's interesting when you hear people talk about airspeed alive, because we don't get a chance to I don't get a chance to focus on that,
Yeah.
because by the time it gets to that point, we should be able.
Yeah. This is probably the closest I want to get to doing some bush piloting.
Yeah.
You know, the missionary bush pilot?
Yeah. Okay, if I could ask you to just hold that handbrake for me,
Yeah.
because I run out of hands. If not, you've probably heard me talk about the Quasimodo effect when I'm
Yeah.
having to sort of do that. I'm looking for 1700, 1750,
Yeah.
and a mag check. Full power tends to be as much as you can get before the brakes give in.
Okay.
Okay. Now I've gone into there, which means I'm going to get quite a bit of carb drop, especially as the grass is so wet.
Yeah.
I will put the carbon monoxide tester on.
Yeah, it's probably wise.
Did you see what I was saying about the fact that this triggers an alarm
Yeah.
much below what is a dangerous figure?
Yeah, it's probably the best way, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, that's come up better now. So I'll do slow.
Hi Tim, can you give me a radio check now?
I've got your 5, Matt.
5's also, thanks. I had a problem with my radio then.
Are you going to follow me up?
I will, yep.
Okay, brakes can come off.
Okay.
Yeah, they can come off. Ready? What I'm doing is going where I know there's no rabbits.
Okay.
It's like following a minefield around.
So do you just use the full length?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you expect to be airborne generally with
On
conditions like today?
on the slope, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curb. Mixture is rich. Cabin heater is off. Fuel pump is on. I've got front tank selected. Plenty of fuel. Gauges are behaving as they should do.
So it's 600 metres, so probably 300 metres we should be airborne.
Probably a bit before that
Yeah.
because of the hill.
Yeah.
I don't envisage going down the hill today.
Okay.
I envisage this as a straightforward because the air is quite cold,
Yeah.
so therefore that's quite dense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Transponder to on. If you look in the distance there, those trees I was
Yeah.
talking
I
about.
can see them. Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking to. I'm going to give myself a burst of hot air. There's not much of a wind to talk about. As I say, I don't envisage going down the hill.
Okay, you happy?
Happy.
Nayland traffic, Golf Alpha Yankee Echo Hotel rolling, Nayland traffic.
Oh, we are going down the hill. We are quite heavy
I know.
because we're virtually full fuel.
And you've got me on board as well, so.
Well,
That's quite an experience down the hill.
and then we turn left hand around, but the circuit pattern takes us around the outside of the
Golf Bravo
village.
Uniform Yankee Kilo taking off at Nayland. 1-4.
And what height would you do a circuit at?
Sorry?
What height?
I normally look to go over the top at 1,000.
Yeah.
But if you did notice, I set 180 feet on the top of the hill.
Golf Lima Alpha. Overhead at 2,000 foot, descending left hand for runway 28.
So that's the height difference from the top, from ground level, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ground level, so wherever we go, it gives us an idea. You get some picture there of the slope.
Yeah.
Because this is a shorter one, I'm going to fly a shorter circuit.
Okay.
I'll go over the top of the strip. Normally we go wider, and you see those two reservoirs there in front.
Yeah.
We use that as a turning point.
Okay.
Everything all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
It's really smooth today, though, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So you've got two reservoirs there, and then you've got two reservoirs here.
Yeah.
Coming out your side now, there's another strip that runs across our direction.
Okay.
Come in there,
Yeah, yeah.
come in there now.
Golf Lima Alpha, final 28.
Wormingford gliding there.
Traffic,
Strip is back over on my shoulder.
I've got it.
Kilometers. 100 feet above.
Did you get it? No, did you get the
yeah.
pilot aware?
Oh no, I heard something. It's quite quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just turn the headphones up a little bit.
Another double reservoir.
Runway 11, left hand, Lincoln traffic.
So we're just on safety com, right?
Yeah.
Was that two? I thought, was that 2.8 or 2.9?
Okay, white arc, air brake.
Right, okay.
Nayland traffic, Golf Alpha Yankee Echo Hotel, final Nayland traffic. I don't look for a sterile cockpit, but I'm usually talking. In fact, sometimes when I'm by myself, I do more talking.
I know.
I just feel I need to sort of.
It's good though. It's good to explain what you're doing to yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
So this is a strange approach for me.
Yes.
Normally I wouldn't be aiming at a hill.
But you'll notice that as you get to the trees, you then lose beyond.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting to the point now whereby you haven't got the top of the hill from about now, really. You might have because you're a bit taller.
Wow, perfect.
Okay, they have to be a little bit firm, unfortunately, but it's a bit like having to catch the arrestor hook.
That's perfect. Fantastic. John looks like he's ready.
Yeah. Give Sue a wave.
Hi, Sue.
Next week I fly Adam low level in search of seals. And it was really nice to fly back to Nayland above the clouds. Don't forget to check out Adam's version of today's video, and we would both like to hear what you think about our joint project.